a wish your heart makes. That's the quote that's plastered almost over every wall in Walt Disney World. Which seems pretty fit, because that's exactly what Walt Disney World is. A dream. A place where all of lost troubles float away and your only worry is if how long the line's going to be for Splash Mountain. I've become very knowledgeable about Walt Disney World over the years because I went with my family 4 times, and I'll be going there again with my friends this May. Today I'm going to tell you about what an extravagant place Walt Disney World is and all the things that made it so great. I will begin by telling you about Walt Disney and all the trials that he faced before he became successful. Then I will tell you about the creation of Walt Disney World, and then I'll finalize by telling you about all its rides and attractions. Let's start by looking at the man behind the magic. Walter Alice Disney, born December 5th, 1901 in Chicago, Illinois. Walt's father, Alice Disney, after giving up on his efforts of farming, moved his family to Kansas City, Missouri. Due to Walt being forced to take part in his father's morning newspaper routes, Walt was deprived of his childhood. According to Walt Disney, the article, as a child, Walt started studying cartoons and taking correspondence classes, and then later attended the Kansas City Art Institutes and School of Design. In 1922, Walt and young artists of Irwin started their own studio. There they created 1 to 2 minute animated advertisements that they called Laugh-O-Grams. Then, Walt and the Irwins were cheated and Walt was forced into bankruptcy. In 1923, Walt moved to California, where he looked for a job as a cinematographer. Surprisingly, his first Alice film flourished, and it succeeded, leading Walt and his brother to reopen a business in Hollywood. They then reached out to of Irwix to continue their business. Together, Walt and Roy Disney of Irwix and John Hench created the mischievous little mouse, which they named Mickey. The popularity of Mickey Mouse spurred the creation of his girlfriend Minnie, and then coming with the creation of Donald Duck, Goofy, and Pluto. In 1934, they began with the creation of the movie of the classic Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. Critics were fascinated by the unique romance of the fairy tale, and due to this incredible fascination, Disney drifted away from its short films, putting full focus on making full-length films. Disney created movies such as Pinocchio in 1940, Dumbo in 1941, and Bambi in 1942. After seeing what its success his movies were, he had a vision for a magical park, for parents and children to enjoy time together and have fun. In 1953, he had the Stanford Research Institution search for a 100-acre site in the outskirts of Los Angeles. He said, construction on Disneyland began on July 21st, 1954, and Disneyland opened on July 17th, 1955. After seeing what a success Disneyland was, Disney looked into the creation for something better and making his fantasy bigger. Now let's take a look at how Disney turned his dream into reality. With a new theme park on his mind, Walt began looking through several locations for his next project. He decided that Florida would be the best location for his theme park. The Disney Company bought 27,443 acres of land in Florida. The purchase cost Disney approximately $5 million. The planning of the park was discussed for many years, and then later decided that it would be built in 2 phases, said in the article of Disney Walt. Phase 1 consisted of a theme park, 2 resort hotels, and 1 campground. An interesting fact about the building of the theme park is that before the park was built, they installed an underground system which consisted of offices, hallways, rooms, and parking garages so that workers could come and go without park guests seeing them. After the underground system was complete, the construction of Magic Kingdom started in 1970. The first 2 attractions completed were Main Street USA and Cinderella's Castle. The castle, sitting at 189 feet tall, took 18 months to build and over 9,000 construction workers. Cinderella's Castle was inspired by the Chamber Castle in France as well as other castles, which you'll see here. Magic Kingdom officially opened on October 25th, 1971. On opening day, the park brought in 10,000 guests. In 1979, the construction for Phase 2 went underway, and this construction will be called Epcot World. And it will be a park for guests to see the past, the present, and all the cultures that the world has to offer. The construction of Epcot was completed by more than 10,000 workers. On October 1st, 1982, Epcot officially opened. In 1986, the creation of Phase 3 began. And then Disney's MGM Studios opened on May 1st, 1989, and in 1998, Animal Kingdom opened. Now that you've heard about the making of the parks, let's move on to the good stuff. Walt Disney World covers over 30,000 acres, and 25% of this is set aside for wildlife reserves. Containing 4 theme parks and 2 water parks, Walt Disney World employs over 10,000 cast members, said in TravelTipsUSA.com. Magic Kingdom is spread over 107 acres. The tallest structure on the premises is Cinderella's Castle at 189 feet tall, and not far from it is Space Mountain at 183 feet tall. Magic Kingdom is divided into 6 areas. One is Main Street USA, then Fantasyland, Adventureland, Frontierland, Libertyland, and Liberty Square and Tomorrowland. Epcot, next, is made to give visitors a look at the future. An 180-foot tall space ball sitting at the entrance of the park is the highlight to Epcot. The space ball weighs 16 million pounds, and then comes the World Showcase, which represents 11 countries, all containing a signature key landmark. Next is MGM Studios. This park was built to honor Hollywood and all the major motion picture industries. The famous attractions here is the Tower of Terror and Rock and Roller Coaster. And then, Animal Kingdom covers over 500 acres, containing 250 species and over 1,000 animals. The main attraction here is Tree of Life, a 145-foot tall tree with 325 carvings of existing and extinct animals on the trunk and surrounding roots. Disney is also famous for its 2 water parks, which is Disney's Typhoon Lagoon and Blizzard Beach. I will conclude by saying that, as you can see, Walt Disney World is way more than what catches the eye. Walt Disney was like a bunch of us. He had a dream. However, he turned his dream into reality, and he made his dream bigger than a lot of our own dreams. A dream is a wish your heart makes. That seems pretty fit for Walt Disney. He created a fantasy world for us to escape to and leave our troubles behind, and I believe he did a fantastic job at this.